vivo, G4 presenta El Gigador contra El Nerdo Loco, The International Phenomenon. Ataca the show!
Hello everybody, welcome to Attack of the Show, TV's only source for all the stuff you care about. My name is Princess Cupcake. I'm doing great. How are you?
Man, it's the week before Comic-Con and no one's sleeping. No, someone got me orange juice because they said the vitamin C will wake me up.
Oh, look at that. Oh, baby's gonna fall asleep on her Cheerios again.
I'm Olivia Munn. I pulled an all-nighter and I'm here for you guys live. The G4 Studios in Los Angeles. Who needs sleep? On the show today, Adam Sessler drops by to talk about Deathspank, the downloadable dungeon crawler from the creators of Monkey Island. Plus, it is TV Tuesday. You're right. Chris Moore is here to talk about The Losers and The Runaways, which surprisingly are movies and not hobos.
Oh, good to know. And then Sarah Underwood gets to the chopper. I didn't even try. For the Oklahoma full auto shootout. I gave up mid-read. She survived, but our car did not. Also, she kills a boat with fire, which is kind of ironic. Yeah! Plus, today's Gadget Prawn is a new e-reader combining an electronic paper display, sounds like the future, and a large color touchscreen. P.S. It's a droid. No one cares. But how does it compare to the Kindle? Find out when we rate it in just a bit.
Yeah! You start by saying, does anybody care about the Kindle?
Anybody care about e-readers in general?
Okay.
All right.
Time now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
Ooh, you're going to hate 3 minutes of today's show.
We're going to do dance party during that time. It'll be dance party during Gadget Party.
Let's go around the net now. We'll figure it out.
Dance party.
I mean, is it pre-Comic-Con if we can't even feign excitement for the review of the product? Orange juice for everybody.
Seriously. I should have gone to sleep last night.
Take a nap now. I got some words to say. Real quick. Put your head down. In at number 5, a dog that's crying out for a hero. We think. Now it's your turn. Hey. Hey, wake it up.
What?
Wake it up. You got to read. Wake it up. Say the words.
Okay.
You want me to take that orange juice?
No.
You want to take... read the words.
Well, what did you say before this?
Wait, Olivia?
What would you say?
I said that a dog is crying out for a hero. We think.
Oh yeah, because like if you squint your ears really hard, you can hear the squeal. And he's saying Batman.
Good girl. Get your juice. It was fun.
You were kicking me awake. You were kicking me awake.
That was. I think we undersold the amazing on that. That was too quick, and we were arguing about the fact that I kicked you when you were on the ground.
You shouldn't kick me when I'm napping.
You were down.
It's okay,
That's what
but
I do to people
I agree. You know
that are
what? We're here for the show. Something amazing happened. Can we play it again?
Please.
Well, that woke me up. Unfortunately, I have to say, I don't think that dog needs Batman. He's like a dietitian, probably.
Yeah. I mean, Pug's got it bad enough. Don't let him get fat. For sweaty YouTube fetishists, Balloon45. What floats his boat actually floats.
Yeah. A boner for balloons may seem harmless enough, but there are some inherent dangers.
Okay, this is my second attempt. But this time, a slightly larger balloon, an 8-inch. Well, my head's inside. Whoa. Whoa. Darn it. That's the last thing I need now. Nothing's cooperating. Oh, great. I'm becoming trapped in the balloon. I hate this.
I might die in seconds. My life is hard.
Man. Things you boys will do to make your ding-dongs happy.
Yeah.
That was horrifying.
What's worse is that he spoke like an old-timey cartoon villain.
Right? What was he saying?
Cassius, I'm becoming trapped in this balloon. No, Drat the luck.
Wait,
luck?
seriously. What does drat the luck mean?
I don't know.
We are the ones who had to watch it.
Yeah.
Drat our luck.
You ne'er-do-well.
Well, Kevin,
Rapscallion.
you actually say ne'er-do-well in your real life.
I do say ne'er-do-well.
Part of your vocabulary.
And, I like ruffian too. Ruffian is a good one.
Kevin likes to just go to old movies and learn.
I sound like a 75-year-old woman who's angry about someone on her lawn.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird boners, today's number 3 is a traumatic remix of an old sex ed film that focuses on the old masturbation.
Yes. If this video by YouTuber Indas TV doesn't make you terrified to engage in the self-love, you've probably taken too much acid.
Oh, excuse me, Ricky. Ricky, I did see what you were doing.
It felt good, didn't it?
Pero no puede. Quiere saber la hora y el lugar del...
That's exactly what I see before climax. I don't get why anybody was freaking out about that. It's exactly what happens. Oh, I'm the weird one. Yeah, okay. All right, good one. What's at number 2, Olivia?
Shame is much better. And at number 2 today, Shame.
Okay.
It's a trailer for the Sci-Fi Channel's latest campy hybrid monster feature.
Shame, this orange juice is delicious.
Oh, don't drink my orange juice! What? Oh, wait.
You know what? I don't even want the rest of it.
I just want you to know my herpes and HPV outbreak is like so rapid in my mouth. It's just like all over this. That is like just like there's like so many sores. I'm like, shouldn't be sucking so much, you know. But you know, we're friends and we're family. So now you've got a little bit of a
tag. I'm it.
yeah. Or tag. I got it from you. I don't know anyway.
That's not a fun game. No tag backs.
We're having sex.
We didn't think that. I wouldn't call it that. We didn't think that anything
He said
could.
it's not sex if I'm crying. So.
Thank you. We didn't think that anything could outdo. What are we talking about? Are we still talking about? Were we talking about a TV show and something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I lost it. Well, we didn't think anything could outdo Mansquito, but then.
Oh yes.
They gave us Sharktopus.
S-11 is now totally under our control. Blue Water Corps has just created the Navy's next super weapon.
That's a creature with a dove. Free gasoline, pop a new piece. Bring a shout out, check the little bit.
Looking forward to what I'm sure will be the inevitable sequels on this one. Like Sharktopus 2, Revenge of the Puss, or something like that, you know?
Oh, Sharktopus 3. This time it's Pussinal.
Or Sex and the City 3. Some puss, even this shark won't bite. Bam! Still ahead, our painful #1 ATN.
Yeah. Versus skateboarder. News at 11.
It's not good. It's not good. It means it's working?
It means it's there.
Hey.
So last week, Fox News 13 in Tampa took a break from the depressing stories about wars and oil disasters and took a field trip to the local skate park.
Hey, and the reporter on the scene promptly made a scene of his own.
Hey, good day, Tampa Bay. I'm Charlie Belcher coming to you from Skate Park of Tampa. We're on Columbus in skate camp. This is a human frogger trying not to get hit. You okay?
I mean, really.
We joke and we laugh and we have fun on the show, but it is a dangerous world out there for all those helpless, innocent skateboarders. I mean, you got roving, gigantic news reporter. I mean, he steps in the middle of a perfectly flat, ramp, and they get in the ways on the walkways. And you have incompetent fathers who build faulty ramps. That's not cool.
And luckily, skaters finally have quality legal protection. Sort of.
The following is a paid advertisement for Kevin Pereira, amateur attorney.
Oh, what's up, brah? I'm totally Kevin Pereira. Hey, have you ever hopped on a skateboard to perform a totally radical trick only to get wicked wrecked by something that was carelessly left in your way? Like, I don't know, a handrail, or a parking meter, or a handicapped doodad? Gross! If so, you need to call me so we can get you some serious scratch. It's like a legal and sciencey fact that public nuisances like doors and curbs and sidewalks, man, they kick more skater ass than the pigs ever could. Now, if you're a skater and you ever gooch wrecked by some useless wad, you can totally have your day in court and get a cash settlement. It works, brah. But don't take my word for it. This guy totally had his genitals ruined. And here's his testimonial.
I was shredding my own business. Some handrail popped up, gave me a hole breach in the baby region. My pals put the footage on the net, and then some weirdo law guy got me some money. Yeah.
Did you know that your nutsack is like swollen with money? You just have to break open your piggy bank to get at that creamy grain. I'll get you loot from the handrail manufacturers, the installation bros, the old chicks that use them, and so much more. Remember, it's not skate or die. It's skate or buy yourself a new car or bong with the money I get from other people. It's easier than a front slide ollie. Wow.
It's time for DVD Tuesday. Hey! So if DVDs had an OBGYN, he'd be Dr. Chris Gore. Nice to see you.
Great to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah. So let's get into this because you're going to Comic-Con soon and got to get some other stuff ready. So I want to talk about right now. What's up first?
The Losers.
The Losers. I know, the film didn't do super well in the box office, and there's a lot of mixed reviews. I don't know what you think. For those of you at home, it's an action film that's based on a comic book. Chris, do you think that the story translates well to the big screen? Because sometimes they have a hard time.
No, it totally worked. I mean, the comic book, as you know, it's sort of weird for a comic book. There's no superheroes, no one with capes in it. It's an action comic book with a great sense of humor. I mean, the thing that really makes it is the characters, and as does the film. The film is, I like to call it, and I've been calling it this for years, it's like the comedian and Captain America and Uhura went to South America and did an action movie together, because you've got Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Chris Evans, and of course Zoe Saldana, and them together, the chemistry just completely works. But it's that sense of humor that really makes it.
So what special features do we get on the DVD?
Well, that's the thing. It's loaded with special features, including a mini documentary about the comic book itself. How they did all of this bizarre action. I mean,
what's so bizarre? Like, what action was so bizarre?
Well, you've got a sniper hitting a motorcycle, a guy plummeting from the motorcycle into a jet engine, and then the motorcycle smashing into the cockpit.
Wow.
And you buy it all. I mean, it's stuff that, like, a lot of these action movies, from a comic book, it's hard to make it translate. They really translated the tone of the comic book, the ridiculousness, but set in a real world environment.
You believe it.
You buy it, yeah.
So what's the bottom line on this one?
Bottom line is, and I rarely do this with a film with no commentary, buy it.
Wow.
Because
it's
got repeat value. Nice. You can watch it over and over.
So what's our next DVD?
The Runaways.
The Runaways. Okay, so this film is a biopic on the all-girl punk band from the 70s. Now, if you've never heard of the Runaways, we're going to still enjoy the film?
Well, yeah, first of all, if you've played Rock Band...
That's Dakota Fanning, all grown up.
Exactly. If you've played Rock Band, you know the songs.
That's a vampire.
And Joan Jett. And also, it's a movie you can watch Kristen Stewart in that have no vampires. No emo vampires in this, which is actually great.
Wow.
I mean, Kristen Stewart plays Joan Jett, and you really see it's a kind of film we've seen before. It's the rise and fall of a band. And
I feel uncomfortable watching Dakota Fanning like that.
Well, Dakota Fanning in lingerie, a little uncomfortable.
Because we saw her.
A little uncomfortable. I'm going to be honest with
She's growing
you.
up to be a beautiful girl, but it's a little uncomfortable.
It's weird to be attracted to her. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, well, I didn't go there. Okay, but you did.
Yes, I did.
Any special features?
Yeah, there's a really good commentary with actually Joan Jett herself and Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning. So they actually are on the commentary, and then a little behind the scenes.
Okay, so the bottom line on this one.
Rent it. Yeah,
worth seeing.
Totally worth seeing.
Yeah. Now, we have time for another one this week?
Yeah, of course, yes. We have Cop Out. This is, of course, the Kevin Smith.
I saw these billboards everywhere, yet didn't meet anyone who ever saw it. The film, okay, let me just tell you, it's Kevin Smith's homage to the buddy cop films of the 80s, and it's actually the first film he's directed but not written. So what do you think? Because you watched it, but I don't know anyone else who did.
Well, I will say this: even though he didn't write it, there's plenty of penis jokes, so you're going to be very happy in that department.
Maybe these are ad-libs.
But the thing, look, the reviews on this were brutal. It's almost as if Kevin Smith went to every film critic's houses and had sex with their mom.
Wow.
Videotaped it, mailed it to the critic, and called it Cop Out. You would think that's how bad the reviews were. That's what he did.
Wow.
But he didn't do that. Look, if you like those old, if you like.
I like how you explain, but he didn't do that.
He did not do that.
Bad movie.
That I know about. Well, look, if you take it for what it is, it's a buddy cop movie. It's a buddy cop movie that I think, especially, it works better on DVD. You're watching it on DVD, it's like but the thing that really works in this thing is what they call the MCM, the maximum comedy mode, which is if
there's an option to go maximum comedy.
Maximum comedy mode.
Why did they do that in the real movie?
Basically,
why is the real movie MCM?
Kevin Smith comes out, and basically, if you want to spend time with Kevin Smith and like listen to him on your speakers.
Okay, I was like doing charades. Yeah, I was like, smoke
listen
weed,
on your speaker.
Blink, talk.
He basically does this whole commentary where he cuts to deleted scenes, tells you about stuff that got subplots that were cut from the film, and he's basically gets to spend all this time with Kevin. It's like he's right there on your couch watching the movie with you, and it's hilarious.
So what's the bottom line?
Bottom line is rent it. If you just want to have a good time, and to me, the maximum comedy mode is the way to watch it.
Well, why? I don't understand.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
You should have just made that way in the beginning.
That's true.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Chris.
Thank you.
We're going to see you down at Comic-Con.
I will be at Comic-Con. Comic-Con.
Find out where Chris is all the time when you follow him on Twitter at @ChrisGore. Right now, let's go over to Kevin, who was being very vocal during our DVD Tuesday segment. You're chirping in.
My bad. Still ahead. We're going to take a game break for a Diablo-ish dungeon crawler from the creators of Monkey Island. And later, cars and boats meet their end. And it's not a disaster movie. It's Sarah Underwood at the Oklahoma Full Auto Shootout. Stick around. Hey everybody, we are live, and guess what, folks?
What?
Thanks, one person. Blair Herter is here.
Yes! It's time for CNN.
That's true. That's true. Hey, just like Fox, I lean to the right.
What?
Sometimes even I'm like, no, man. Why would you say that? It's Tuesday, July 20th. Here are your top stories. Amazon.com just announced that over the past 3 months, it actually sold more ebooks than hardcovers. Now, this could be attributed to the booming e-reader market, which includes the Kindle, Nook, iPad, and several other devices. Amazon says its customers are downloading 180 Kindle ebooks for every 100 hardcover books sold. A lot of people think that that's probably bad news, but I know trees are pretty stoked about that. They're very, very excited about that. And are Namco and Capcom working on a pair of fighting games together? According to Game Informer magazine, the two companies have teamed up to develop a new franchise that will pit the stars of Namco's Tekken versus the stars of Capcom's Street Fighter series. But here's where it actually gets a little crazy. One Namco versus Capcom beat-em-up will be developed using the Street Fighter 4 engine, while the other will actually be built with, wait for it, the Tekken 6 engine.
What?
I know, which means you can either have a 2D or a 3D fighting style. Now, the games trailers are expected to make their debut this week at San Diego Comic-Con, which we're there, right? We're at Comic-Con like all week long. No applause. Chris Gore says Comic-Con. Everybody's like, yeah!
Chris Gore!
Thank you. The danger of the naked boobies causing hurt feelings in the old office place and affecting productivity are a thing of the past, my friends. That's right, Playboy Enterprises, Inc. has launched a website that it promises is completely work appropriate. The smokingjacket.com, which already sucks, will contain none of the sweet nudity that makes playboy.com not safe for work. Instead, it will rely on something called humor to reach the male demographic when they're online most, which of course is at work, at their desk, trying not to look at sweet naked boobies. The site will draw from the sexy but not nude Playboy photo archives and post links to viral videos. Playboy will update the site. Let's just go to the next one. Who cares, right? You guys remember Kyle McDonald, who actually exploited the internet to trade a red paperclip for a house? Well, this guy, actually a California teen, just proved once again that anything is possible on Craigslist. Stephen Ortiz used the site's barter section to trade a used phone, sorry about this, Vinny, for a 2000 Porsche Boxster S. He's like, I paid money for one of those, man! Here's how he did it. He actually swapped the phone for an iPod Touch. He then traded that for a dirt bike, which he traded for an even better dirt bike. He must live in Kentucky. That to a MacBook Pro, to a Toyota 4Runner, which he was too young to drive. So he traded that for a golf cart, and several cars later, he had a classic 1975 Ford Bronco, which he then traded for the Porsche. But it wasn't easy. He said that he actually spent 6 hours a day on Craigslist for 2 years to accomplish that feat. I'm sorry, man. Sorry you had to pay money for that video. Could have started with just an iPhone. And finally, this is serious news. Poultry giant Purdue Farms is recalling 45 tons of frozen chicken nugget products due to possible contamination of, quote, foreign materials. Yeah, the bad nuggets were shipped for sale to Walmart stores countrywide in 1 pound, 13-ounce bags. Customers complained after finding their nuggets were peppered with shredded blue plastic, making them, of course, completely unsuitable for human consumption. Ruh-roh! I'm Blair Herter, and you guys, unfortunately, have just been fed.
Out in the middle of this. Just racing in here like
game break. Please welcome X-Play's Adam Sessler, everybody. How are you, sir?
Yeah, good.
Thank you for taking a break from Deathspanking to be here. I don't know if that's a new. I don't know if it's a new verb, but it should be now.
It's an excellent verb.
It is now, so congratulations, kid. Urban Dictionary. I was death spanking all weekend. Yeah. I'm a huge fan. I think it's sort of a cross between Diablo for the dungeon sort of hack and slash.
Yeah,
loot
just quick,
fest.
and
also the Monkey Island
series.
Hero
to the really funny.
It's funny, like, I mean, it swings a lot. It does miss from time to time, I think, with the humor, but it connects pretty often when it tries to go out of its way to be funny.
Yeah, and it feels like it gets to like there's a little more bite than when I got out of the Monkey Island game. So that maybe there's been this kind of simmering humor in Ron Gilbert's life, who obviously made the original Monkey Islands. Right. That has suddenly emerged. The way it treats orphans. I don't think there's a precedent in other games.
The open disdain it has for parentless kids is always entertaining.
And their empty dreams.
Exactly. Obviously, people can see right now, I mean, the visual style on this thing is phenomenal. You can download it on Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network. And again, hack and slash game with a simple combat system.
With a simple combat system that... I guess the thing it's closest to is actually Fable 2, where you have a weapon on one of the 4 buttons. I mean, you have weapons.
You can actually assign like 3 or 4 weapons.
Exactly,
at the same time,
and it's kind of encouraging you to switch between the weapons in combat. That's how you can get better combos. You can do more damage.
Right.
I found that I didn't need to necessarily always do those combos, but it is fun to have it there.
Yeah. Once I got a rapid-fire crossbow, the game was pretty much downhill from there. I would just load 4 million arrows in an enemy at distance, walk up, and then hit him with my yield club of clubbening. Like
everything's got a funny name.
Everything has a great name in this game. Now the actual quests themselves, here's where I took issue with the game. Some of them very fun, some of them pretty straightforward, they make sense. You can teleport quickly from area to area using outhouses, which is great. But the ordering might be wrong for some players, I think.
It seems to be pushing you in a certain direction. You know, it's not that it's linear, but it's trying to say, hey, go over here first. And there's a bit after you kind of, the game fully opens up and you leave the first section, that suddenly I found myself among these high-level enemies.
Right.
And I never thought that behind these high-level enemies I could walk past them, and that's the area I'm supposed to go to. So I missed out on an entire section.
For the record, Adam is referencing level 20 unicorns that are in the Enchanted Forest. You have to pass them and a couple level 1 gingerbread men to get to, I think they were the elves or something.
And then there's a talking tree, and then there's some leprechauns that seem to be sort of conservative right-wingers.
And why did the talking... a bit of a spoiler here. Why did the talking tree want a gym sock?
because he wanted to sock. I mean, he also wanted to keep on trucking poster. So, I mean, it's like the game is just, that's what it's worth for. It's just this crazy imagination that's on display there. So, with all the small problems, it's just worth it.
Yeah, I'll get to co-op in 1 second, but I want to talk about the quest for is it magical poop?
Oh,
is
yeah.
it demon poop?
No, demon poop.
Demon
so
poop,
you have
yes.
to get a poop hammer to go after, you have to bang on the demons until they poop, and then you collect their poop, and then you take it to the farmer.
Right.
Because he needs that specific manure to help make his special cherries that you need to discolor the horns to give to the witch. This is made for some of the best conversations at work, because somebody will walk by and they're like, oh, these G4 people are scary.
Yeah, I was like, the E and the style people walk by, the G4 people walk by and go, oh, you need the poop for that.
Level 20 unicorns? Yeah, got me too.
That's the best part of working here. Real quick, the co-op I love because it's drop in, drop out. The other player can just sort of come in at their will. They level automatically and they sort of heal you. It's an ancillary role, but it's fun for 2 players. 1,200 Microsoft Fun Bucks or 15 real world dollars. At that price, what are you giving it?
We're giving it 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
I'm like Shadow Complex last year. There's a lot of game here. You cannot go wrong this summer.
Yeah, completely agree. Having a ton of fun with it. Real quick, there's some news about Xbox Connect, right?
Yes. We finally got that price point, and it's what a lot of people kind of fear.
Is it really $149?
It's $150.
Whoa.
It's a bundle with Connect Adventures, which...
All right.
Yeah.
The game they should be paying us to play from what I've seen. But
here's the interesting thing. They're also releasing a new console that's 4 gigs of, I believe, flash memory. It's
only
$200.
4 gigs?
Yeah, but I think it's only for Connect. I think that's what it's designed for, is that they're trying to sort of like, okay, the Wii... I still...
Does it come with Connect at that price, though? Or is it $200 for the console plus $150 on top of that?
You're going to have to forgive me. I do not know if you're going to have to spend that extra money.
Because that's interesting if you do.
Yeah.
But, all right, so 4 gigs of flash...
even at $200, when the Wii's on the market with proven library of games, I just don't see that they're making the case.
Real quick, from what you've seen now, I mean, we'll talk about the future later in another game break. $149.99, will you pick up a Connect?
I mean, I have to do it for work, but if I wasn't having this job, no.
Wow. All right. There you go. Thanks for joining us, Adam Sessler, everybody. Deathspank is available on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network. But now, we go back to Miss Munn.
Oh, thank you. It looks like it's time for me to attack these gifts for people you love to hate. Now, we're all about video games and safe sex, but that doesn't mean you should combine the two. The designers over at ILikeDoodles.com did it anyway when they created these Nintendo condoms called the Play Campaign. Yeah, these package prophylactic sport such titles as Sextress and Super Mario Land of Love. Do I really need to say any more? Oh, so parents, if you want to make sure your kids don't get laid, be sure to hand them one of these. Exhibit A.
Listen, I know it's not Nintendo, but I'd really like to pack the man, you know?
Sometimes I bite. Elsewhere in the realm of questionable ideas, we've got the Candwich. Yes, it is what you think it is if you're thinking it's a sandwich in a can. There's PB&J with either strawberry or grape jelly, and my personal favorite, barbecue chicken. They can be stored, hey, do not judge. Room of judgment. They can be stored anywhere at room temp, and they each come with a candy surprise inside the can. The only surprise I'm gonna have is if I keep this in my stomach, actually. So you've wolfed down your Candwich, and you probably need a tasty beverage, right? Right. Well, I don't have it for you. I actually have something called the smoked salmon flavored vodka. Hailing from Wasilla, Alaska, the hometown of Sarah Palin, this fish-infused fire water contains, quote, the flavor, rich color, and essence of the salmon. The essence? What is the essence? It's expected to retail at $30. Anyone else ready for shots? For info on all these and more, head on over to g42.com/AOTS. Coming up, Sarah Underwood straps on a flamethrower and raises insurance premiums in Oklahoma. Stick around.
Oh, look, here's a kid who's trying to jump off a makeshift ramp. What happens next? Does the ramp collapse from his weight? Does he try and flip but land on his back? Or does he jump and land right on his face? Find out when we return. Oh, look, here's a kid who's trying to jump off a makeshift ramp. What happens next? Does the ramp collapse from his weight? Does he try and flip but land on his back? Or does he jump and land right on his face?
Just go.
Well, I'd say you should have worn a helmet, but that wouldn't have helped.
Hey, dummy.
So every year, a few lucky staffers get to go to my hometown of Oklahoma and try some barbecue, see the sights, and unleash holy hell.
Yes, this year it was Sarah Underwood's turn to bring Baghdad to Oklahoma.
What's better than a hot chick? A hot chick with tons of guns. I'm at the 9th annual Oklahoma Full Auto Shoot and Trade Show, and I'm looking to blow some up.
This is our 9th year. We have a lot of machine guns here.
Very loud.
We have a lot of things that most people would never see. You can come here to OFAS and you can witness those. This is a 1928 Thompson submachine gun. It's got a 50-round drum in it. It shoots 45 ACP ammo. It was used as a military weapon, but the gangsters gave it kind of a bad mystique.
Are you going to give me a chance to shoot this?
Anything you want to shoot here, you're more than welcome to take a shot at it.
I'm scared!
This gun is a 50 caliber belt-fed machine gun. Just like you would color your fingernails here, we've got some beautiful purple tip bullets. The purple designates a tracer. When you look down range and you see those colorful, those are the tracer rounds. This gun is $25,000 to $32,000. Do you want to shoot some purple tips?
Yes, please. Well, I was just testing it. I was giving it a test. I just shot this gun. The ammo is still firing hot from shooting it. It was amazing. Tom, what the heck is this thing?
This is an M9 Vietnam era flamethrower. It's a great big super soaker. How it works is you have a ball down here that holds pressurized gas. These cylinders here, you put your fuel, and the rear handle here controls the release of the fluid out through the gun.
I understand I'm going to be torching something, yeah?
They have a boat with your name on the back of it out there.
I don't need gloves or anything?
No, you're fine.
A little nervous. Okay, I'm starting the propane.
And hold it down.
Are you sure we're far enough back? Burns! Oh, stupid. That was the stupidest thing I've ever done.
Was it cool?
No, stupid. I want to stick to guns, guns only. G4, screw you with your flamethrowers. All right, we're at the grand finale for OFAS. It's called Kill the Car. Everybody down this line is firing their guns at these cars. And this is what I get to shoot, kill the car.
Correct.
It's a minigun. It's a minigun for a mini person like me.
Exactly.
I'm ready to kill that damn car. Well, it was the big finale. We finally got to kill the car, and it felt good. Oh, torching a boat and blowing up a car wasn't enough for you? Well, don't worry your pretty little head about it. I'm not done here. But you're gonna have to wait to see what else I might blow up.
Spoiler, it's a bouncy house. It blows up a bouncy house. Hey, can't you G-cycle cars or something a little less Oh, okay.
That's not fun.
All right. It's time for Gadgetron.
It's where devices get their ratings. So I was not aware, but we needed another e-reader?
Yeah, allegedly.
Really? Why?
Spring Design thinks they know what works and what doesn't when it comes to e-readers, which is why they designed the Alex. Combining an electronic paper display and large color touchscreen, this Android-powered e-reader gives you Wi-Fi access to over 1 million books. You can even browse the web, check email, or listen to music while reading, all for $400.
And Van there. Olivia was playing the Gadgetron song with the cards. She thinks she's a percussionist now. She's special.
So the design of this e-reader is
I was
very
waiting for
sleek.
a butterfly to just come in and land on your nose and you to giggle.
Okay, so this is it's very sleek. It's just about half an inch thick.
Yep.
Weighs just over half a pound.
Mhm.
It's lighter than the Nook right here. But do you think you can? It's actually noticeably different.
lighter,
It's
which is a
noticeably
very big deal with these e-readers.
But here's the thing: it's longer design over here. So
Yeah.
do you think it's going to be harder to read?
You know,
when you're holding it. You know?
No, in the limited time that I have used this device, I
not
feel
that much
like
difference.
the longer design isn't bad because it's lighter. If it were heavier, it would be annoying to have such a narrow grip on a
Mhm.
long device. There might be a concern for fitting this in a messenger bag or a fanny pack if you're weird. But it didn't bother me. I think it's a pretty decent design.
Now, the Kindle Nook and Alex all have the same size e-ink display, which is 6 inches.
Yes.
But what really does set the Alex apart is the 3.5-inch touchscreen reader. So, do you think it's any easier to use than like the Kindle?
Yeah, I think it is. The touchscreen is almost twice the size of the Nooks. Again, the Kindle doesn't even have one. And it's just like using an Android-based phone. So if you're familiar with the interface, you're going to be right at home the moment you pick this thing up. That is the non-touchscreen portion. It's the bottom guy there. Yeah.
I was like, this sucks.
I pressed on this hard enough to break it. Why isn't it
This thing
working?
sucks.
But
No, it's working.
Here's the thing. Navigating around on the bottom is a little bit slower. The reason
It's got a glitch.
The reason it's really laggy right now is that you're in sync mode, which is kind of cool. You can actually sync the bottom screen to the top in case you want that extra real estate. If you shut that off, the bottom screen's a little bit faster. But again, the overall experience, you're right, is a little laggy. It's slower than we want to be, especially if you're trying to play music in the background. It gets a little clunky. The more you use it, the more you get used to it, but it is a little slow because, again, it's designed to read books, not be a computer in your pocket. The e-ink display on this one is a little faster when refreshing than the other e-readers we reviewed. And again, you can sync it up to the screen, like I said, and it's pretty easy. You just tap the button in the middle, right chaw, and it will load the bottom to the top. Overall, we like using this a little bit more than the Kindle for navigation and getting things done, but it's by no means a computer in your pocket.
Now, it's got more features than the Nook and Kindle Plus. It's not tied to like just one bookstore, so you can get millions of books from lots of different sources. But is it easy to do?
It's kind of a catch-22. It's a bit of a trade-off. I think for the most part, yes, checking email, watching YouTube videos, again, can get a little laggy because the e-reader wasn't necessarily designed to do all those things. It is nice to know that they're there. With regard to the bookstores, there's plenty of them. You can browse a ton of them. And it's the best web browsing experience we've ever had on an e-reader because
Why are people still making
the
these?
touchscreen is huge. That's the thing.
I'm
is
like
that,
in the middle, I'm just like, why are there still e-readers?
I feel like, well, because there's a market for e-readers, but that market, which we'll get to the price in a minute, that market is for cheap prices. Like you want a nice, disposable, quick and easy pickup e-reader.
You want it in a grab bag, with some other like high bouncy balls and gum, and you're like, oh, and I got an e-reader.
Yeah, e-readers should be at all 4-year-old children's
like,
birthday
you just grab
parties.
one, that back. Yeah, that's it.
A pack of
So,
Jacks and an e-reader.
Okay, but
here's the
continue,
thing: getting books. There are shortcuts for places like Google Books, EPUB, and Gutenberg, and most of those titles are free, which is great. You can also buy ebooks anywhere on the web as long as they're EPUB, PDF, or HTML format. If your head just exploded, then don't worry about it. The Borders bookstore offers hundreds of thousands of books that you can read on the Alex. The drawback is that you don't have access to the Kindle store, the Barnes & Noble store, the iBook store, all of which you do on a device like an iPad. And sometimes books are exclusive. The other thing is there's no dedicated book buying app experience for Borders here. So you have to click and scroll around on the tiny little screen, find the book you want, and then download it. And for a device which is based off reading books, it should be a lot easier.
I think it's common knowledge now. We like things on really small screens that we can barely see.
True. I know that's the trend, to make things clunky, slow, and awkward to navigate. I get that that's where the tweens are going with it.
Yeah.
I'm a bit more old school with my navigation. I like it simple and to work. Also has a micro SD slot.
Yeah.
So there you go.
What about Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi only right now. They're going to release a 3G version later this summer. So right now it's Wi-Fi only.
Wait,
so you
but
have to
isn't
be
it the
connected.
summer? It's just wait like a month and a half, and then you get the 3G one?
It might be like Q4, but yeah, it's going to be a little while later.
All right,
They'll have the 3G version.
Here's the problem, though. The price tag is $400. And that's right now. That's not later in the summer. That's just with the Wi-Fi.
Right.
So I would like to move on to the next subject now.
Well, let me rate it first, and then we'll move on.
I just feel like that doesn't get...
It's a 2 out of 5 at that price.
But why wouldn't you just give it like a 1 out of 5?
Well, because for what it does, it's great. And if you have the extra money to spend, rather than just burning it, you could get the Alex. We like the open source nature of the e-reader. It's a pleasure to use. But the Kindle and the Nook are half the price.
I know.
That's with free 3G. And if you spend $100 more, you get the iPad. So as of right now, we recommend that you wait or get the Nook. I mean, the price will drop on this. For right now, at that price, it's a 2 out of 5.
Hey guys, what were you thinking?
I don't know, but I think we saved like 3 people out there some money right now. The 3 people that were interested in e-readers, they were saved some money.
Yeah. Well,
So
there
that
you
happened. Hey, you want to appear on our Comic-Con show without getting tasered by security?
go. Well, then you come to our booth dressed as your favorite AOTS character this Saturday, noon to 4 p.m.
Yes. The best AOTS costumes have a chance to be on the show with us.
Oh, look at that. So dress up as Jeremy from Jeremy's Dragon Corner, Uncle Ted, Kevin's Hype Machine, or any other of our regulars. We welcome them all. I love him the most.
Of course, if you're wearing the Boba Fetish gear with no pants, it's not cool, so don't do it.
Yeah.
But stick around, everybody. More attack coming up after the break. It's an e-reader.
Coming up on the next AOTS. Sasha Grey will be here live and in full-on blazing hotness to talk about her role on Entourage. Then, we're gonna prawn your lights out with the Western Digital TV Live Plus, a device that can play practically any media from a thumb drive or PC, and all in glorious 1080p. Plus, Sarah Underwood flashes her big guns to the good folks of Oklahoma and blows a giant gummy bear into tiny gummy bits. See it on the next AOTS.
It's time for today's epic fail.
Oh, we're gonna talk about e-readers?
No.
The Vuvuzela. Listen, some people have had enough of its stupid sort of atonal trumpeting, I think.
But some other people are idiots.
Really?
Here's the thing. Unfortunately, that parrot had to be put down. So sad.
So, epic win, right?
No. Now, for all things you saw today and more, go to g42.com/AOTS. Unless it's the e-reader, we just skip over that part.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Hey, many thanks to Adam Sessler and Chris Gore, everybody. They were here. So we thank you.
How about that face, huh? Gorgeous.
I put it on every morning.
Gorgeous.
And do it for people like you. And
cute.
folks like you.